How's everybody doing this afternoon?
Great. How are
Good,
you?
good.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes for a few more people to log in. I'm gonna record it because I got quite a few emails from some people asking me to please record it. They want to be able to attend the live ones. So it's gonna be recorded in case if you guys actually have to go back and look over something that I might have said already. Um, just give everybody a few more minutes. About two more. Consuelo,
Yes, I'm here.
how you been doing with your properties?
So far, so good. I have like 11 right now.
What?
Yes, Derek Cooper's probably tired of me.
Oh, he ain't gonna get tired.
And Tyrone, whatever his name is. But the
Tyrone,
properties have you noticed the properties are going up?
yeah, they're going up because like I mean, you're gonna see them going up a pretty good bit now because of the housing market has been going up so much, but the tax department been so far behind. So
Um,
for all these homes that's been increasing in value, uh, the the investors has actually been able to sell the homes and not have to be responsible for the taxes because that's going to be passed on to the new home owner. However,
what?
yeah, you got to remember the taxes is only due once a year. So
Right.
that owner is able to buy a home today for 100,000 and sell it in a month for 200,000. The taxes for that 200,000 going to be passed on to the owner.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I
so
need, I need some help though. I need to be able to acquire some property with dwellings, not just land. So I
right.
still want to work on Texas. So we need to get together about that. But we'll talk about that later.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go over that a little bit in here too as well.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, the land bank gonna be primary for something with some attachments to it.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Okay.
sweet. Uh,
Okay. Perfect. Sounds good to me.
yeah,
I
uh,
see you in Ohio too, right?
yeah. I snatched up some. Well, Ohio got some pretty. Well, I was in Jefferson County getting those, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Have you
Ohio.
looked at Toledo and Toledo, Canton, those areas?
Yeah, Dayton.
Dayton, yeah, Dayton has tons of properties right now.
Yeah,
Dayton too.
they sweeter than bad meat. I love them. Yeah.
Are you going to talk about that too, or no?
Yeah, I'm gonna go over that a little bit too. This webinar basically like because like a lot of us that took the actual course, they spent a pretty good bit of, a lot of people spent pretty good bit of money to get in that course. And
Mm-hmm.
so it was a few who haven't gotten started. Um, you know, um everybody got their own purpose of going in the course. Some people going in to acquire properties because they're going to use them for investment purposes. And then you got some people that jumped in the course because they actually want to get the property and put something on it for them to live in. You see what I'm saying? And then,
Yes.
but I had those few who, wasn't as fortunate as a lot of us. They was having to try to save up the money to try to get some properties. You see what I'm saying? So
Yes.
where before when we was jumping in paying like $100 for a $5,000 piece of property and stuff like that. Well, as the market, as the property value started going up so much on the properties, the state looked at it like, hey, we can go up a little bit because normally when you're doing an OTC or when you're doing a tax deed sale, normally your prices for the property will never go over 50%. It usually hangs around 10 to 30% of the market value, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But so some of them people there, they didn't have the money, but they did have the money to pay that $1,600 for the course. So
Right.
if I wanted to try to figure out something for them, so what I did was I don't know if I'm the first one done, I doubt it, but I just figured out a way to You know how when we get the properties from Mississippi,
Uh-huh.
they give us a first and a second notice, right?
Right.
Okay. In between those two, you got about 30 to 40 days, and nobody else can get that property but you.
Correct. Yes.
So if the state is telling you to give them $1,000 for an $8,000 piece of property, and you don't have the money to buy it, then go ahead on and post it and sell it. Post it on Facebook Marketplace, post it on eBay, post it on Craigslist, or get with your real estate agent and sell your interest in it to them. At that time, if they ask $500 for the property, then you can put your amount on top of that. You can say, okay, well, I'm gonna ask $2,000 for this property that's worth, say, $8,000. Well, the person that they're selling it to is actually going to give them $2,000 for the property. They only gonna send that 500 in, but they still putting 1,500 in their pocket.
Ooh, that's a sweet deal for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
And then there's no harm, no foul, because if you don't sell it, then if you don't pay before the date, then it goes back on the market anyway.
right, the next person gonna get it. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yes.
This
Yes.
this is a way to help people be able to make a little money and be able to go get them some property if they like. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I love that idea.
Yeah. And we've done it quite a few times. I posted mine. I just didn't put anything on top of it. And they've been snatching them up, but I did it to make sure that it works. And then the thing about it is you're not really, because it's only a real estate agent can actually sell the property like that. But legally, you're not acting as a real estate agent. You're selling your equitable interest in that property. And at that time, the only person can get that property until your time expires is you. And that's your equitable interest. You basically saying, hey, I'm the middleman, but I'm selling you my interest in the property. I'm going to get you this property for $2,000.
Absolutely. It's like an assignment or some type of deed in lieu, right?
Right. Uh-huh. Or a
Gotcha.
wholesale fee,
Yeah.
not a wholesale.
Assignment. Mm-hmm.
So, and once you get the deed, the only thing you're doing is doing a quick claim deed, transferring it into that person's name. Everybody happy. They got a $8,000
Perfect.
piece of property for $2,000. You made $1,500 profit off of no investment, but $2.50 application fee. And the state was able to get up off the delinquent property that they're going to be able to, get taxes on in the future. So everybody happy. Everybody win. That's a win-win. That's what they call a win-win-win situation.
Definitely. Definitely. Great idea. And thank you so much for the knowledge. I appreciate you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I know quite a few people, they had already said that they wanted me to make sure I recorded it. But so some of you guys that took the actual advanced course, y'all a little bit farther ahead than everybody else when it comes to information. But what I wanted to do was give some of the new people a chance to come in and actually learn a little bit about this course. What we did was Raven Simone really sponsored this course for some of her people, and so we did a giveaway. Oh yeah, this guy Alex, I sent him an email. He won the Chef Corporation. Alex McGregor. I emailed the stuff over to him. Anyway, he was the one who won the Chef Corp. If he's on here, if not, he got it in his email. Have to send that form back in as instructed in your email. Send that form back in with your name, address, email address, phone number, so they can get that company transferred over to you tomorrow. But anyway, okay, let me get back. Let me dive into this. Yeah, so we wanted to do everybody who was not a part of the advanced course. What we did was we enrolled them in the Securing the Bag with Tax Lien Investment Secrets, and the building the business formation the right way. Those two courses right there. But what I want to do is I want to get this out the way real quick so I can show them about this particular course, and then we're going to go forward. I don't want to keep you guys too long. Okay, so the Securing the Bag, once you go in and log in, this is actually the course itself and the curriculums. you're going to be able to go through there and you can read through this stuff. I would suggest that you do read through this stuff at least, because some of the language that they actually speak, if you may not come to terms with it, but if you read through here, you're going to actually see, especially like if you're calling some of those people up, you know. But these are the curriculums here that you're going to actually be going through. The important part to me basically is going to be these downloads right here. This particular download, which is in the advanced course as well. This course doesn't have nearly as much information as the advanced course does, but it do have quite a good bit of information in here for you to be able to go through and, you know, make a pretty decent living or with these properties, or being able to get you, you know, some pretty good properties as well. But each one of these right here, you want to, this one right here, you can, if you read through this right here, this is going to be something to bring you up to par on a lot of stuff. Just a little information, some properties that either myself or my team has actually acquired, the prices that it was, and then we went over some important gestures in this document as well. Right here, what the Twine's ABCs of tax lien investing may not be yours, but this is just my picks. This is what, you know, I put together for myself to be able to go through and create a strategy for me to be able to get these, you know, to get my properties. Then you have a tax sale glossary that they're going to tell you a lot of definitions for words that you're going to actually be seeing through here. This is good to have and download to your phone. This is knowing your tax deed states, your tax lien and tax deed states. Go over every state that it is, that whether it's be a tax lien state, a tax lien certificate state, or a tax deed state, or a redeemable deed state. And then if it's both, it'll be a hybrid. This is the Twine's 50 states tax sale quick reference guide. Goes over all the states as well. This is pretty good information too to have. The downloads is really where it's at. We spend a lot of time getting this stuff together, so you don't have to be bored out and actually reading through the course. Right here, this area right in here, the only thing that this course does not have is the OTC list. But with these tax and some of the people who actually taking the advanced course, they may not be familiar with this right here yet, because these are some things that I added to that course within the past month, I think. But these are all the tax sales online. These are all the online auctions. You got the links for each one of them here. Basically, when you go in, like if you're coming here to Imperial County, when you click on it, it's going to actually take you over here to this particular site. And it's going to actually, you can go in and register right here. Most of them going to have free registration. A lot of them you're going to be able to go through and actually see some of the properties that they actually have up for sale. The way the deposit works, your deposit may cover, like some states may say, okay, well, you know, your deposit is going to be $500 to actually enter in to bid on some of these properties. Okay, well, when you actually pay the $500, you may have buying power for $50,000, you know, to be able to bid on property up to $50,000. That's the way a lot of those deposits work. Let's see. Yeah, this is bid for assets for this particular county. You're going to see all kinds of different bids that they'll have for these right here. These particular counties. These are properties that they actually have, you know, for bidding on. You're able to go in and click on these properties. This one right here. Some of them won't have the pictures up there, but you can actually just go in and pull up the address. Let's see. There we go. I usually use Regrid for a lot of my properties now. Let's see, where we at? 18. So this is this property right here. Yeah, this is that property. But I use regrid a lot. I know with Consuela and well, just about everybody who took the course prior with the advanced course, we usually use the states or the counties mapping. Regrid is pretty good. They do provide you with a lot of information uh, with the property. And what I like about regrid is you don't have to actually search and find the counties. Like when we would go and look for the county, pull up the parcel number, then we got to try to find the county mapping. Well, regrid is a one-stop shop. You just come here, put that address in or that parcel number in, and boom, you go into that property a lot quicker than having to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So this is a very, very important tool that I use as well. Being able to find my property is a lot faster. But so let me go back over here. Oh yeah. Okay. So let me show you something else too. Let me go to Florida. It's a lot of. Let me go to Florida over here to Scamming County. Go to day auction. You can click auction calendar. So this is May. Okay. So tomorrow they got a tax deed sale for Scamming County online. Mostly all the counties, you're going to be able to come here and actually see what the opening bid going to be. And then you're going to be able to get the address and all that. Now, some counties don't do this, but mostly all of the counties and mostly all of the states going to have a link to deliver you to the actual properties information. All right. So they saying the asset value is 65,000 on this particular piece of property. That keep in mind, the asset value is the lowest value that they will have for that property. It's always much lower than the market value. The asset value is a value that the tax assessor's office come up with so that they can actually be able to come up with a price on how much they're going to charge this person for taxes every year. So the property can actually be worth a lot more than that. So what you're doing is you're clicking on this parcel ID right here. It's going to take you over to the tax assessor's office for Florida. When I come here and get this, you know, I come here and I be looking for information, certain information I be looking for when it comes to property. One of them primarily is going to be the dimensions of that property. Here we have one that's a 100 by 160. Now, what I'm also interested in, a property having access to the road. I don't want to get nothing that's landlocked, which I don't see anything on here that would be landlocked. Not on this one. I'll show you later. Let me launch this interactive map so you can actually see this property in real time. Okay, I'm going to go to layers, 2019. So this property here. And then you can come here and get a snapshot of this particular piece of property. So this property, let me see. Okay. Last sale 6,500. So this is just a little vacant lot right here. Single family resident. 60 square feet total. So it's something on here. It might be a mobile home or something. I can't get the view on it from right here. Let me go right here. Pull it up. Okay. Parts. Go to regrid. Some states, let me see. the owners. If I can get the address. Let me see if I can find this address on here. Sometimes you can't, like, their parcel number may be different, and you have to actually try to. Oh, here, okay, here we go. 316 Rosen and Way. Yeah, sometimes when you come on here, their parcel number that they're giving you may have like some dashes or something in it that will prevent you from actually getting a good search on it. And then, I get the bean back from this one. Let's see. I'll be trying to get the two. Okay. 6,500. So 6,500 was the last time this property sold. And here they have it at. They have an opening bid for 6,200. But I'm just trying to see if this, what I'm mainly trying to see was see if this, evidently this, I don't know, I can't say. Let me go over here. It's showing, no, that's not the property, my bad. So 316, let me pull up this property. Let's see about this one. So let me do it. Yeah, when I run into something like this, I be trying to figure it out. Okay. Put a red fin. So it's probably gonna be right here. Yeah, I'm thinking this is gonna be some raw land right here. For this property. This is it right here. So I'm thinking evidently whatever used to be here is already gone. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's already gone. So this is right here. Whatever used to be there. So when you're going for a piece of property like that, yeah, all this stuff here gone now. Evidently, this is an older shot. Yeah, because this is it right here. This stuff could be still here on this one. Never know. but you can't see it from the satellite view because of all these trees right here. So this stuff here is still here. I don't see. I still would have to see what the market value would be for that property if that property is still there. They got an assessed value of 65,000, and so evidently, as of 2019, this stuff still was there. The building structure was still there. So still a pretty good deal. But anyway, for Florida, this is how you basically doing when you come to in any of the counties in Florida. You actually come here. Now this is for the online auction itself. And mostly all these, all the links that I got here for the auction, you're going to be able to go to and actually see these properties, the actual properties for sale for these auctions. In this particular course, it's states. I mean, so it's a lot of states, a lot of counties when it comes to that. All right, so let me go to the over the county redemption and land bank list. Y'all have that in this course as well. Land bank is probably where you're going to get a lot of your properties that you may get homes and stuff on. They're going to be selling a lot of that kind of stuff. Land bank will. All these counties are counties where they, states and counties where they got land, where they got properties at for land bank. Like, okay, for example, I'll go to Louisiana, Baton Rouge. Most of the land banks have a program. Even the few properties that I acquired over in Ohio, they're land bank properties as well. But most of them have a program. Some of them don't. Ohio don't have a program. The only thing they're gonna ask you is, what do you plan to do with that property? If you tell them, say, hey, I'm planning on, like for instance, with me, I told them that I was gonna purchase the property to build an affordable home on that I can rent out, and so they let me got a couple of properties for $100. I got one for $1,275. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 8 that was $500 a piece. Pretty nice size pieces of property too. Pretty, But anyway, right here where it says land bank inventory, you'll click right here, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna bring up a big old map, crazy, with the properties that they got. It's like, man, you'll see it's a lot of properties that they got. Everything in the green is strictly vacant property, vacant land, raw land, and everything in the yellow is going to be structures. These are all the properties that they got just in Baton Rouge alone. Talking about 194,813 properties right here, everywhere.
Hey, Twine, I have a question for you. Just quick. Is there a time limit they give you as to when you have to have that structure either repaired or rebuilt or what have you?
Yeah, what they do is they don't really, some states now, when you go up north, they don't really give you a time frame off the rip. They're asking, like, well, this is what they do. I'm gonna tell you how they do up north versus how they do down south. Okay. Down south, like Louisiana, for example, they have a program, and their program is, say for instance, you got a piece of property and it's gonna take they saying, okay, we're gonna let you get this property for $5,000, but it's $70,000 in rehab in this property, right? And they may say, okay, we're gonna give you 6 months to get this property where it needs to be in order for you to get the deed to this property, right? Okay, so what happens with that is they're gonna want to see to make sure that you do have the rehab money for it. What you want to do then, you want to keep this company called Rehab Wallet in your pocket. Rehab Wallet will loan you 100% of all rehab costs if you're either going to get a deed of trust or you have the deed to that property. So say for instance, for up north and for down south, you see a piece of property like in Chicago, New York, they let you get properties up there for $100 that may be worth $200,000 as it stands, but it may have $100,000 for rehab in it. They're gonna let you get that property, but before they cut you the deed, they're gonna make sure that you do have the ability to rehab that property. What rehab wallet would do is do a letter of intent telling the state, we intend to loan this person this rehab money for this particular piece of property. But if we can be the first lien holder. So the state then will cut that deed over to you, making rehab wallet the lien holder, because hey, they putting up 100% of the rehab. Now you got the property. Well, boom, $100,000 for work going in that property. The after repair value is say 600,000. You only owe rehab wallet 100 grand. Still got 500,000 worth of equity in the property. See, now they come with conditions too, because they may tell you that it's not an owner occupant, meaning that the reason they let you get this property for $100 is because they looking for you to put someone in it that to rent it out or whatever. Or they may tell you that you can't sell it for 5 years, meaning you got to rent it out for 5 years, then you can sell it. So they have stipulations like that, but nothing to take away from the owner. You're still going to be able to pull out equity from that property, all of that, you know. But
perfect. Thank you so much.
yeah. But they got good. They got quite a good bit of property. I mean, the opportunities is endless when it comes to this type of stuff. You know, even if I said, okay, I'm just going to go into the market of finding homes and stuff for Baton Rouge. Shit, it's 4,000 properties here. And I'm talking about every time I come on here, it's this number or a little bit less, you know, and then come July, it's gonna be that much more. But it's not a lot of people that know about this. So it's, you know, in our lifetime, we got plenty of time to make money, you know, from this type of stuff. New Orleans is the same way. Let me go. Then I'm gonna go up a couple of places up north too. But New Orleans doesn't have as many properties as Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge is just ridiculous with properties. I don't know what to deal with them people. They don't want to pay their taxes at all. Okay. Sometimes when you go on these sites as well, you have to like play around a little bit to try to find out where they got where the actual property listing is at. Let me see. For sale at least. All right, the map. Here we go. After I go through a couple of more of these, we're gonna go into a little bit more stuff. It's a 34 by 70 right here. Let me see. Layers, imagery. I'm pretty sure Land Bank probably got all these properties, but keep in mind when you're going to New Orleans, you know, New Orleans is I think they getting better when it comes to that water levy over there for it being flood area. But with me, shit, I go over there and put me a shipping container home on it and build it up off the ground, 6 feet, 8 feet off the ground. I'm still gonna be able to, you know, do what I need to do for what I intend to do. But properties like this right here, for anybody that's into the shipping container home, they can open up a whole new industry right there in New Orleans, you know, because those homes, especially if you build them up off the ground, say 6 feet, 8 feet, everything that's up under the bottom of that home, you got to think about this. You ain't have to put no concrete slab foundation, so you're saving money from that. Then you're able to access all the use of your property. If that house is sitting high enough, you can put picnic tables down there. You can have barbecue down there. You can put the lattice around the side of it to, close it in a little bit. So you can actually access all the use of that property versus if it was sitting down on a foundation, you only accessing the use of the home inside itself. But at that particular time, you got more access to your property, and then you ain't got to worry about no flooding. That home fireproof, is storm proof. I mean, you got a secure home, if that's what you're into. Now this is a 34 by 70. I usually look for like 50 by 100s at least, but I still can put a single shipping container there and stack it. In Louisiana, you can go as high 4 high there, so you can make it 4 levels, but I would do like 3 levels, or you can put 6 containers there, stack 3 high, and still be able to have pretty good square footage here, because the way they're gonna do when you get ready to build here, the developers gonna tell you that that property has to be so many feet from your front property line, maybe like 8 feet, and then it's gonna have to be at least 6 feet from your rear property line. Wait a minute, is it 6 on the rear? No, 6 on each side. Yeah, 6 on each side, 12 from the front, 8 from the back, and then 6 from each side for your home, to build your home, But yeah, so you got Louisiana. They got quite a good bit of properties, as you see here. They ain't got as many as Baton Rouge, but they got quite a good bit of them. Got quite a good bit of properties there, in different areas too. Land bank do. Now, all that you don't see on land bank will be available through the state. The state that actually have those properties. I like land bank. Land bank pretty cut and dry. They're gonna say, hey, we want $1,000 for this property. You give them $1,000, boom, shit, it's yours. The state, you contacting the state basically, and the state gonna contact you back, telling you what they will take for the property. So it's a waiting game with the state. Could be a week or 2, could be up to 3 weeks. Unlike Mississippi, Louisiana, they're gonna let you know if somebody else is already up to get that property or not. Mississippi ain't gonna let you know shit. Let me go. I'm gonna look at one in New York right quick. Okay. The property map. This is up there in Albany County, New York. Here's something here. It's already sold though. Somebody got that home. It was $8,000. This is not available. This is evidently this is probably some raw land for $6,600. This one is sold. Let me see. Let's go and look at the details of the sale of this property. So this property here was sold by Land Bank for $600. Copy that part. So go over here. See, there's one thing I like about regrid. Every now and then you're gonna have some parcels that ain't coming up to, where it need to be, for as like the coding, the way they have it. But this is better than trying to go back over to Albany County to look for the mapping and then try to find the mapping to put this stuff in. You come right here. This is a one-stop shop. So somebody bought this property here for $600 right here. They saying the total value for that property is $12,400. That wasn't a bad deal for them. They probably gonna sell this property to just whoever here next door, or to these 2 people here, because that property line runs right in. Let's see, no, this is one lot. So this is two lots. Let me see who named this in. Oh yeah, so yeah, so they probably gonna. That's a garage, look like back there. So they might sell this property too. I wouldn't see these people right here buying that property. This, but I do see them buying it. You know, they got it for 600. If it's worth 12,000, shit, I would offer them. I would tell them, hey, give me 5,000 for it, and they're gonna be able to add that much more value to this property when they buy it. Yeah. Yeah, they got some good property up there. You know, current assessment 4,000. So the market value is probably much higher. It's gonna be worth much higher, and they asking $600 for this property. You know, I like land bank. Whatever they asking for, that's what they want. No guessing, no none of that. Current assessment here, asking price 2,500. So this property here probably worth 40,000, 30, 40,000 here, easy. Yeah. All right, so let me go now to show you guys something else. Okay, so let's say for instance that you got a piece of property. Yeah, let's say for instance you found a piece of property that is selling, for example, like we can use, matter of fact, we can use this property here, for example. Where's that property at? Not this. Close this out. Yeah, we'll use this one. Let's say, for instance, you found this piece of property for sale for $2,500. I would need the address for this property. Let me show you how I do. Okay, so I'm gonna come here, look for that parcel. Make sure. Gary Fox. Yeah, there we go, right there. Okay, so this address, so Gary Fox Lane is what I'm really looking at. But I want to go to a particular address. And I want to try to see. I come right here to Redfin. Redfin is a real valuable tool that I use. When I come to Redfin, I like to look and see what the homes are selling for in that area. But I also like to go into the history of this property to see right here. I like to go to the history of this property and see what it's actually been doing over the years. From March 2004, when this property first got listed here. And then what I like to do is I go to here and see what the property value is. So this land value on this particular piece of property right here, which is 4 times the size of mine. I mean, the one we're looking at in question, maybe 5 times this size. His land value is valued at an assessment of 53,000. All these are assessed values, so the market value is a little, quite a good bit higher. Here, I'm going to look at it and say this property probably gonna be worth about 10,000, 12,000, somewhere up in there. Well, if that's the case, and I can get this property over here for 2,500, then 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna advertise this property for sale, probably for about 7,000. You know, make me a little profit off of it. I'm not gonna try to be greedy, but that's what I would do. I would offer this property for about 7,000. Now, because I know, but what I will do now is, in order for me to get the people who I'm looking forward to buying this property. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back over here. Let's see, where was that? Albany, New York. What Redfin does. Redfin, let me see. I don't want for rent. We want to change these, we want to go ahead and change these filters first. So we want to look for properties that have sold. And then we want to look for properties only for homes, but we want to look for properties that have sold within the past year and not the 3 months that they normally have in these settings, which is right here. So we want to go for the properties that sold within the last year. All right, because what we're doing is we're selling land. And what we're doing is we're looking for people who's going to be buying this land. So we want to go now and do a 1 year. Hold on, let me see. We want to do 1 year right here. We want to do homes that was built, say, since 2021. I mean 20. Okay, cool. So it's 16 homes that has been built since 1920. I mean, since 2020 in this area. All these homes was built by spec investors, because most people who buying a home doesn't buy a home to live in and sell it the next year or the same year for that matter. So what I'm looking for is the person who built, say, this home. I want to go down here into the history again. And right in here is what I'm interested in. Whoever had this property here had gotten this property, and this property was not bought through the county. Somebody had this property right here. But when we come here, if I'm looking for someone to sell this property, sell my property to an individual, this real estate agent right here, see this listed by this person right here, their email address, they're going to be the one that I'm going to contact, letting them know that I got property for sale. The reason for that is because the developer works closely with her because she's selling his properties. And she's going to want to make sure that she can close a deal, even if she can't make anything off of what you're selling. She's going to be making sure that she can close a deal by providing properties for that spec investor. See, and that spec investor is going to be going about getting the best deal that he can get on property so that he can put these homes up and resell them. This is how I go about finding the individuals that I want to sell my property to when it comes to spec investors. They paying the most money for your properties. All right, let's go back over here. We're gonna do for sale now. Then we're gonna change these filters for land to see if anybody has been selling their land in the area. since 21. We ain't got no results, no hits on nobody selling any land here. So Albany, New York would be an area that I'm going to say, okay, well, I'm just going to strictly just hold my land to try to sell out. I'm going to go right back over here to homes. We're going to set them filters back because that's going to be the area that you want. And we want to, what's that? Some people say, see what he did. Yeah, this individual right here had their property. If this property here was sold through agent, then it would have a link right here that would go back. So this person here had their own property, and it could have been could have been a for sale by owner, something like that, but it wasn't on the multiple listing. But these are the individuals. Now, another thing too, when you're looking at these properties and you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to contact this agent so that I can get my information over to her to let her know that, hey, I'm a wholesaler. I wholesale properties. You let me know the area that you're looking for, that you're looking into. I can check and see if I have properties that may come available in that area. She may say, okay, hey, we're going to be looking for properties in this particular area, or that particular area. So then you're going to be communicating with the state, going on a mapping to see where they got properties at that will meet that particular dimension size. Well, this person right here is not the one that you want to contact. This is just an advertisement. You want to contact the individual up here. Hold on, where is it? Right here. This is the person that you want to contact, not that little advertisement you see right there. I made that mistake when I first started doing this. I realized then, hey, this person here ain't even the person that got the properties, when I first started doing these. So that's the way that you go about looking for your spec investor. Let me show you a much better area than there. Let me show. Let's go to Austin, Texas. And what I like about Redfin, unlike now Zillow is pretty good too. I don't take nothing away from Zillow, but what I like about Redfin is that okay, so let me change these filters and I'm gonna explain it to you. We want to look for properties sold. We want home, the home setting. We want properties sold within the last year, and then we want homes that was built in say 2021. That's cool. Okay. So what Redfin does, it gives us a clear view on what's going on, where the homes have been built. Keep in mind, all these homes that we're looking at, these homes was built by developers. They built by investors, because people like us, we don't buy a home to live in and we selling it the same year. We don't do that. These are actions of what we call spec investors. So what this is showing us is it's 100 and let's see, let me go down, go a little bit deeper into this map. It's breaking it down in categories, showing us 14 new homes was built and sold in these areas. Now, these are all homes sold. 14 here in this area, 10 here in this area, 10 here in this area, 43 in this area. So let's hit this area where it says 43. We come here, we can get a table on all these homes and the prices that these homes were selling for. See, square footage of them, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, sold at 800,000. Okay, these are the people who we looking to do business with, because these are the people who has the money. Now, for the people who, so to speak, that's trying to get in the game, the they may start out purchasing, looking for property that's selling for, say, $1,000, $500, $200 here and there, that they may sell to their Facebook friends or their family members. They find a piece of property that's worth 6,000. They only paying 500 for it. They may tell the family member, "Hey, I got a piece of property I can get you for 2,000." They pay the 2,000 for the property. Boom, they made 1,500 profit. See, but for those of you who want to become a wholesaler and you want to make some real good money, I'm talking about cash in hand. Most of these people cutting you a cashier's check real quick on these properties. Then these are the markets you can look into. You don't have to be where you're from. You can close on deals like this all over the country if you can go and find the properties that they're looking for. They usually gonna tell you what area they're looking for. As right now, we're looking in this particular area. When I do this, I don't want to do homes that are $200,000. I'm not looking for no investors who put up some homes in a little subdivision. I ain't looking for them. I'm looking for the spec investors who are putting up these nice size homes in certain areas. You see what I'm saying? That's not necessarily no subdivision. I don't want nobody no $200,000-$300,000 homes. I'm looking for these type of homes right here. These $500,000 homes like this right here. These are what I'm looking for. See, so let's go and look at this. This house sold at $589,900 a month ago. Okay, they built it in 2020, 2,700 square feet over in Travis County. So when I see this right here, Travis County, then chances are that's where I'm gonna be looking for some property from the state, Travis County. And I'm finna contact this person right up here. Shit. Right here. This Frank Lee or whatever his name is. I'm finna contact him. Now, a lot of times they don't have their email address or their phone number on there. But what you can do is sometimes you can actually just Google this person and they may come up, especially if they're a real estate agent. They don't always come up. You can Google them. And you can say, "Hey, I see where you just recently sold a home, $589,900 on 6309 Senderio Hills Parkway over in Austin, Texas." And you let them know that, "Hey, I'm a wholesaler. I wholesale raw land, wholesale properties. I'm looking for buyers. I'm looking for developers or your spec investors who may be looking for properties or that you may be looking for properties for." Now, she have a client. So 9 times out of 10, her client is telling her, "Look, so when we put these homes up, we need more land. We need somewhere else to build." There you go. You just open the door for yourself. 9 times out of 10, she ain't charging you shit to get rid of your property because she needs to satisfy him. She's going to make her money off of the big picture, which is this home being sold. But she can't do that unless she got that property. And right now, a lot of people who own property, they're not letting their property go. See, now let's go and look at a little bit more details on this right here. We go to regrid, put this address in. See, this was raw land that person put this house on. Right here. And that parcel was appraised at $77,000 at the time. Right here. So these are areas that I would be looking for. I would be looking for these particular areas. Once I find out where they're going at, then I try to find out and see what plots they got that the state may own, you know. It's a subdivision here too. So I would do, you know, these areas right here is gonna be where I'm gonna be concentrating on, looking for properties, seeing if the state got properties in those areas, you know. But keep in mind, and you can, when it comes to, hold on, when it comes to actually contacting these people when you're looking in these areas, and a lot of these areas are the, you know, are the same, you know, you're gonna be able to, I love Redfin, you know, I got a lot of people that brags on uh what Zillow, but Zillow can't touch Redfin to me. I like, you know, don't get me wrong, Zillow is pretty good, but Redfin, give me a little bit more information right here all together. Zillow, I gotta go from here to there. I can get everything I need from right here when it comes to Redfin. Now let's go back here. Here's a perfect example of a piece of property here. This is a new construction right here, 835,000. Now, let's find out this. Let's look and see. Y'all watch this closely right here. Look here. Another area, just like what we be buying properties at. Right here. Okay. This was the property appraised. Now this is evidently, this is right here is gonna be covering. Hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah. So they got their appraised amount here. They just haven't updated the picture yet for this property. They didn't. You actually see it right here cleared off. But this is where this property was looking prior to then. So it's some work been going on out here. So when you see this is where you want to start snatching up property at. And then there's sometimes you may go in an area and looking for property, and you may say, sure, it's development coming out this way, but haven't started in this area yet. Sure, you can be the reason developers come there because you got plots there, you got land there, you know, and you snatching them up, selling it to them one by one, or 5 at a time, 10 at a time. Whole time you getting from the state cheap, making your money off of it. Let me show you how much money they doing off this. Okay. All right. Now we can go back. This one here sold 3 weeks ago for 835,000. What we can do is we can go back in the history and see that this property here, from what we looked at, and see how much the spec investor paid for that property. Right here, 50,000 in 2012. Then this property was purchased at 19,000 in 2013. So somebody got this property for 200. I mean, for 19,000 back then. Yep. Now let's go. I can see. $40,000. All these houses selling for close to $500,000 a piece. 600,000, whatever. 344,000. Yeah, there's an area here. I will concentrate on an area like this. Somebody making a killing up in here. Whoever has these properties. There's a management company that has this one. But 9 times out of 10, they came and bought these properties. These properties just like let me show you a property. Let me show you what I mean right quick. A good example for that. Okay. DeSoto. See, this is in Mississippi, in DeSoto. Areas like this right here, you can drive investors to here. Now, this property right here, let's see if they got the dimensions on here. It don't qualify for no federal qualified opportunity zone, but you can drive investors here. That's a nice size piece of property. Let me go in here and see. Oh, it's a 211 by 332. And this property, it's okay. So these are appraised value. So here's a piece of property here. This one is a little bit bigger. Notice how this property here is a little bit smaller than this one right here. But the land value here is a $10,000 value. Here's a $10,000 value on this one. This one has a $10,000 value. This is much smaller than this one right here. But then over here for the state, it has 0. See, what that tells me is that I'm gonna be able to get this property here probably for about $2,500. This one. And the assessed value is going to be at least 10,000 because these properties here are assessed out at 10,000. Look at that. The land value is assessed out at 10,000. Let me go in here and see what this guy. Yeah, all these properties here are assessing out at 10,000. So I'm gonna be able to get it for about 2,500. Well, a developer, he may come through. Let's see if I can find something. Okay. Now that's got a problem on it, so I don't want to use that one for an example. Shoot, let me put this address here. Similar homes, okay. All right. This home has a mobile home on it. All right. So 326. No, 32, 66. They got a $10,000 land value on theirs, but they got a total parcel value of 59,463 appraised. So that's much less than the actual value of this property. So if you look, the difference between what the state has this property appraised at, which is 59,463, the actual price this property sold for is 90,000. Then they're double, and that's with this little mobile home, with this little, I guess that's a mobile home, look like a mobile home. Look, maybe a double wide mobile home on it, So the key to these right here is being able to get these properties, because um, some of these properties like this right here, the the investor, depending on what he's looking at, he probably will tear this down, put another home on it. He just wanted the property because people ain't selling their properties like they used to, you know. And you can do when you come over here for Redfin, you can do any area, maybe doing some areas, for yourself, to actually look and be able to find uh, this person right here, letting that person know that, hey, a wholesaler, make sure you remind them that you are aware of the property that they sold and what, the address to that property, and let them know that, you come across properties that you want to wholesale, and she gonna get you as many of them as you can, as that she has on her shelves, So that's a good way to get rid of uh, some pretty good properties that you may have that you're sitting on, or may come through that you have not got, that you can get rid of, through these spec investors. They always looking for properties. Okay, now let me go back over here and go over this purchase agreement. This is a purchase agreement right here that y'all can download. Say for instance, you got a family member, friend off Facebook or whoever. They interested in a property that you posted. You're gonna make sure that you have their name, mailing address, email address, telephone number. Telephone number is important because what's going on now is some states require the grantor on a quit claim deed to have their phone number on there now. It used to didn't be like that, but now they want their phone number on it now. But that's for you. You don't have to have the phone number on there for the person that is the grantee, but the grantor, they need their phone number. But you want the information so that you're able to make appropriate contact with them when you get ready to have that deed sent off for them. Parcel number, the PPIN if you have it, the location, all this information that's right here is going to be in the property information that they're going to give you when you get ready to purchase that property. You're going to have all that. Street address, or if it's that, your amount. This right here, the amount of your offer to purchase this property is what they're purchasing it from you for, which may be $2,500. Most of all these answers are going to be no. All these, it's going to be no. You're going to sign it, and you have the option. You don't have to get this notarized at all. This is just an agreement between you and them. But you'll sign it here, print your name, sign there. Up here, they're going to put the payment that they making to you right there. And then you're going to put this property was acquired by the state of whatever state it is by forfeiture, for non-payment of taxes. That's how you get the property. And what this is doing, you're selling your equitable interest in the property. And once everything is done, it takes a couple of weeks right at from the time you send the money, then you'll come and do a quick claim deed with them. I sent y'all that in the email. All right. One other thing I want to go over, something that I put together for y'all. Well, not just y'all. I've been using for myself as well on mine. But you can, let me go ahead and get this out of here now. It should update on y'all's too, where but you can keep this right here. I'm just gonna do an example so I can show you how it does. So let me just make up some numbers here for the parcel number. Then I'll do a date for say February 6th. Property address, Main Street, county, let's say Davis. That'll be Florida. Let's see, John, whatever. This right here, I put on here so that you can be able to keep a record of how that person actually, come into your circle to even purchase with you, whether it was somebody broker lead, family and friends, social media referral, or whatever. It just, for example, let's say social media, somebody you're selling it to on Facebook. All right. Then you come here and you click the category. This individual is buying from you. So you're going to click buying. Now, the total sale for this property is the amount that the state is asking you for the property and the amount you asking. So let's say, for instance, the amount is say 3,000. All right. Now, the amount that you have to pay the state for this property, let's say it's 1,500. And your commission is 50%. No, my bad. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, because you putting $1,500 in your pocket. You're making the same amount the state is making. This is what the state is getting. This is what you're getting. You ain't got to worry about no tax deductible and all that kind of stuff there. This is your net commission. This is how much you actually put in your pocket. You get to click right here if that person paid you already. Click paid. Then you got here where you can say money sent for the property. Did you send that money off to the state for that property yet? You click that. Once you done that, right here you wait for the email or in the mail for for the state to let you know that the patent is being or the deed is being sent off for records. Once that happens, you're gonna click here. I like to keep a record of all my stuff. This right here is post possession follow up. Like when you're waiting on the deed and stuff to come back. That's what all that's for. This is your reminder for, you can set a reminder on your calendar. So, okay, if I ain't heard from the state on this property by this date, this is a reminder for me to contact the state and say, hey, I haven't heard back from you guys on this particular thing here. But most of the states, they pronto with their stuff, when it comes to that kind of stuff right there. Then right here, this is after you done got the property and you finna do this quick claim deed. You're gonna click here to so that you can notify yourself that you have prepared the quick claim deed for this person. This right here is gonna be the property type, residential. You don't have to worry about no lawyer, home inspector, title company, none of that. I got this for properties that I may be purchasing over 25,000 that may have a dwelling on it. This right here is the address that you want that person want that deed mailed back to. And right here, I got this area so that some people may want that deed in a business name, or they may say, hey, I want this deed in my son's name or my daughter's name. Ain't too many women gonna say they want it in their husband's name, but it may be some husbands that may say they want it in their woman's name. So, I mean, whatever name it may be here that they want that deed in, because whatever name you do that quick claim deed out for, that's what that deed gonna come back out for. Now, here is the sales report. It just comes for this part down here. It's gonna calculate all the information that we just put in to be able to let you know how much. And this is basically what you're making. This is, let me take this out here too. This is the money that you will make off of the transactions. Total amount, it was 3,000, but you made 1,500 out of that deal. So in that particular situation, the state made 1,500, you made 1,500, selling your inequitable interest in that particular piece of property. You see what I'm saying? This right here give you a count on whether that person by social media or whatever. If it's any of the other ones come up here, you'll see another little square pop up here, give you the readout. But this is something that I put together so that you can have it a little bit more organized. Every time you're making a sale, who you're making the sale to, being able to keep your information. Let me see how I can go back and delete all this. So y'all can have it. It'll be the same. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, if it doesn't Should stay the same now. Let me take this out. So now when you guys download this or use it for yourself, I think you got to download it to your own drive and then you rename it to what you want to rename it to for yourself. When I did this on Word. But so yeah, but anyway, this is so that you can help keep everything more organized as to the properties that you're actually getting, who you're selling it to, for the amount you're selling it to them for, how much is going to the state, blase, blase. See, but the main thing is you're not selling the property itself, you're selling your equitable interest in the property, because at that particular time, nobody can get that property but you until your time expires, you know. Yeah. So anybody got any questions?
Oh yes, this is Elizabeth. I have a question. So once you find a property that you interested in, you contact the is it state department?
Yeah. You're gonna contact the state. Yeah. See, like okay, let me go back. Like, let's see. Okay, let me go here for example. Let's go to Georgia. I'm gonna go right here to make it. Okay. So you click available properties here. All these properties are $1,000. And okay. So when you contact Michael,
okay,
you contacted Michael saying, "Hey, I'm inquiring about the properties that you're advertising for sale through Land Bank," and you're gonna give him these addresses, right? Okay. Now, let's say, but what I always do is I always like to look at the property first, you know. So,
sure.
What did I do with that thing? Let me just open up another one. Let me open up a regrid. I like to look at the property first, you know. It's just my rule of thumb, because some of those properties be different sizes, you know. You're not able to see it from there. Okay, so you can come here and put this address in here, right here. So this is this little piece of property here, right here. Let me make sure. Yeah. So this is this little piece of property right here. Last sale for this property was $15,305. The current assessed value for that property is $4,140. Now, this property is in an area. Oh yeah, that would be a property that I would get. Let me tell you why. For one, I don't have to worry about any water hookup or any power. Everything is already out here. This property may have like a little old home on it or something, you know. Let me look at. Let's go and get a better look at it. Hold on. I can go to Zillow for this one. Oh no, we could have Googled it. I could have Googled it. Yeah, because Zillow may not have it. So let me just paste. Yeah, see, it's got a little old home on there. It's an older picture right here, because none of the ones is right here now, but this is an older picture. So we want to take for granted that, you know, that it still looks like this right here. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm actually gonna go back over here and I'm gonna contact Michael and tell him, hey, you know, I'm interested in purchasing this residential lot right here, vacant residential lot. 9 times out of 10, when they say vacant, ain't nothing out there. Ain't no structure on there. So the city may have demolished it and cleaned it off already. And it's just been sitting, you know, but you're able to, you know, find out the conditions of it. They're gonna give you a buyer's order. They're gonna send you over the application to apply first, asking you what you plan to do with the property once you get it, blase, blase, right? Okay. During that time, he's gonna let you know how long you have to send them the money, 30 days, 3 weeks, or whatever. Once you have interest to buy, you ain't obligated to buy. You see what I'm saying? But you got an interest to buy. Then nobody gonna be able to get that property but you until your interest fall off. So say for instance, you got 3 weeks. Well, you can start contacting not these people here who building pretty nice homes, but you want to go to like Macon, Georgia. You want to go in the Macon, Georgia area and look for homes that sells in the price range for those homes in that area. So let's just say 90 to say 150,000. So it won't be none in that area for 90 to 150,000. So we'll go up. We'll go from 150. Oh yeah, I forgot about the market. I went up to 250. $40 of 121 homes in this area that sold over here in Macon, Georgia. So let me look at these filters again. Home within the last year. So the setting is still the same. Okay. Cool. So let's click on this one. Or the lot size. This is a lot size 5227. So this at least a 50 by 100. Most of the lots I be looking for are 50 by 100s. And when I get ready to find a lot, because that's a decent size for a developer to say, hey, I want to put a nice size home on it. And as you see, this particular home that's sitting on a lot close to about that size is 1,602 square feet, but it's upstairs. That's pretty good. See, so this is the person that I will be looking to contact. This person here. See, here's the man right here.
Okay.
See, so I will contact him and say, hey, you know, this is price range. Last 24 months, he's been selling homes between 108 to 243,000. So he will be the one I will contact and say, hey, I'm a wholesaler. I noticed where you just recently sold a home. Was this home sold? Let's see. Yeah, it was sold on September 10, 2021. It sold for 165,000. But this was the estimate that they recommend that the house is worth now. But yeah, you'll contact them and let them know, hey, I'm aware you sold a home 626 Ivory Brook Way in Macon, Georgia, blase, blase. Let them know that, hey, I have properties, you know, that I sell from time to time at wholesale in case of some of your developers are in need of some property. Then this person here is going to be hitting you up to let you know, hey, I need a list of the properties that you have, because his developers are depending on him to get properties in the dimension size in the areas that he's looking for. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then not only them either, just them. You may run across those people who be flipping homes, you know, who uh, some smaller developers who building homes, you know, they looking for property to buy so they can slap up a, you know, spend $60,000 in building a home that they're gonna sell for maybe 130, 140. Boom. Well, let me tell y'all this too. Now, this price right here that they sold this house at $165,000. Keep in mind that the developers, this is what the developers do. The developers, they factor in 20% of that cost should be negotiated for the land. See? So in this price, the developer is looking to spend no more than $33,000 on a piece of property to sit that home on. So keep that in mind so that you already know what the developers are planning. If a developer say, I'm looking to build a $200,000 home on a piece of property, then he's basically telling you that his budget is at $40,000 for the cost of that land. So, hey, if you know that and you have the land that you know that, okay, he probably want to get this particular lot, it's the same dimensions in the area where they already building, you know that his budget is 20% on that property. And you got the property for, say, $2,000. Why try to sell it to him for 40? That ain't what you want. Let him get it for 20, because that person is going to be the person who's coming back to you every time to purchase property. See, and that way you limit your competition. You know, yeah. So keep in mind, 20% of the value of that property, what they plan to sell that property for, is what they look to spend on the property itself the most. Yeah. Anybody else got any more questions?
Hey, Twine, it's Tiffany. I have a question. When you're looking for property, how do you know whether or not, especially property where there's not homes around it, how do you know whether or not that property can be used, or that it can, I guess, perk is the right word, that you know that you can have water on it before you actually purchase it? Do you do research ahead of time? But like, how do you know whether that property can be something that could put a house on if you want to resell it? Does that make sense?
Wait a minute. Say it again. It's okay. I hear you now. Say it again.
Yeah, when you buy the property, especially when it's not beside other homes, how do you know whether that property is able to have like sewage or anything else, you know, going running through that property? Like, how do you know that?
Oh, you get that information right there from like when you actually pull the property up, when you get that parcel number, you can call the tax assessor's office, and they can tell you exactly what that property is zoned for, and you know it's zoned for. Some of them have a number, a code on it for the zone, telling you what that property is zoned for. You got me?
Yes, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Some of them like, let me see. See how it is right here, where it says zoning, land use, and vacancy. Each area have a zoning code. What you do is you'll contact that county. In this case, it would be Bibb County, and you'll contact them and ask them what's the zoning code for R-2. They're gonna tell you what that zoning code is, and then you can come down here and actually see the standardized land use codes, and that falls up on the household. So they're telling you what this property is. You know, they even go here and tell you multifamily structure, 2 units. You see what I'm saying? 6,000, you know, this is the land code site area, the development area, all of them. This is why I like regrid a lot, because see, like on your on the mappings, they don't really give you all this information for the zoning. You see what I'm saying? Here I can get the zoning, I can find out whether or not that property is in a federal opportunity zone. See right here, federal opportunity zone, yes. So that tells me that I can get grants toward helping me put a property there for affordable housing. You see what I'm saying? So I like regrid. Regrid is, you know, I probably won't be telling none of my students to use the mapping unless they absolutely have to, in case they can't find something on here that has not been updated. But here you get everything, all this in once. You don't have to jump around, you know. And this is the qualified opportunity zone track number right here, you know. So this is some things that you want to look forward to. These are also some things that can help sell your property as well, because if you got a piece of property that's in the federal opportunity zone area under the FQO, then that's going to help you sell your property, because whoever buy that property from you, they automatically know they got assistance now in getting something built there.
Thank you. That makes sense. Thank you.
Anybody else got any more questions? What about you, Lee? You good? I don't have no more questions. I don't want to keep y'all long. No, it's Sunday.
I'll probably have more when I start going through it, but thank you.
Okay, cool. Well, now, oh, let me say this too. Let me go back over here. For everybody that have taken this course right here, if you decided that the advanced course has a pretty good bit more, I'll just go through. I'm gonna spend about 10 minutes and go through here and show you some stuff that's in the advanced course. But for anybody that actually want to actually jump over to the advanced course, then they'll actually get credit for what they've already spent here from this advanced course. But let me go through and show you some stuff here. It's got a lot more here. Well, let me go and show you some things on here. One of the things that it got here that it doesn't have in that course is this OTC list right here, which we brushed up across that a little bit. And this OTC list basically covers all the property that the state will sell. You know, like now, we click on Alabama. These are all the counties. This is Baldwin County, Alabama. 4 pages of these particular pieces of property here that they're gonna sell. You know, all these are the properties that they got that they're gonna sell. It's Alabama. All these are counties in Alabama. So much land. Okay. You got Mississippi. Got properties out there as they got close to 9,000 properties. They don't have much as Louisiana, but they got a lot. Tennessee, all these are the counties that have OTC. These are all the states that provide properties that you can buy over the counter. No wait, no redemption periods and all that kind of stuff. So the advanced course has that. The advanced course also has, of course, the course that you're in right now has the land bank list, has the online auctions. One thing it doesn't have is the OTCs. Right here, this HUD VAS. Some of y'all that may be getting property or whatever that you want to put something on, rent out or whatever. You may buy a piece of property from an auction for a few $100s or a few $1,000, and you say, hey, I'm gonna put somebody in. Well, this HUD VAS program allows an individual to be able to provide housing for homeless veterans. They do a $1,000 landlord incentive for every apartment or commercial SRO with a 1-year lease signed by a homeless veteran. Now, you don't have to look for the veterans. They do. Once you sign a lease with a veteran to stay in your unit, whether it's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, they're going to give you $1,000 up front. This 15% broker bonus right here, in case if you got a wife or a child or whoever, family member. You can set up a little LLC with them, or let them set up an LLC and say, hey, instead of me going directly to the VA, you go to the VA to tell them that you're going to be able to connect the veterans with a place to stay, a landlord. But when you do that, the VA is going to give you 15% of the annual rent that they will be paying for that individual to stay in that home. It's called a broker bonus. It's because they really need these homeless vets off the street. So they throwing bonuses out there. You know what I'm saying? So say for instance, the VA is paying $10,000 a year for an individual to stay in a home. They're gonna cut you a check for $1,500 for finding that person a place to stay. Can't beat that. I mean, your kids can be making that little money with a little LLC set up. You got the place to stay. So, I mean, the money is in the house. Then they're gonna give that landlord up to $3,000 a year who house veterans to cover any potential damage to their apartment or a place that they got, as well as to assist with like payment of rental areas as needed or whatever. See, and then down here you see one person, $1,256 a month on the HUD VAS program. So, I mean, you can make money with these properties. Another thing that we have here in the advanced course is we got all these lenders that will lend you money to just about do whatever you want to do when it comes to real estate. You won't find no banks doing this. We got a bunch of lenders here between these two right here. But look here. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see what they offer. This is owner-occupied non-prime consumer lending. It's as if you're going to be purchasing a piece of property to live in yourself. From 350 to 750 FICO score. Loan to value is up to 90%. DTI up to 55%. No liquid cash reserves, okay. Jumbo up to 5 million. Profit and loss only statements programs available. They got 1099 only programs for people who out there maybe hustling or whatever. You get paid by 1099, or if you're a stripper, you paying yourself a 1099. They're gonna put you in a home. Ain't no bank's gonna do it. K1 only program okay. VOE only program is okay, which is verification of employment. You got your own business. You're gonna answer that phone and verify that you work there. You're gonna do your own check stubs and submit to them. Boom. They got that program. 12 to 24 month bank statement okay. First time home buyers okay. Never a price add-on for jumbo loans. ITIN with or without work visas for people who is over here illegally. Then over here, this is for non-owner occupied, non-prime business purpose lending. This is if you're doing it on your business. You can't, these are for non-owner occupied now. This is for property that you're going to be using for an investment, like apartments or homes that you're going to rent out that you're not staying in. The reason these right here is so much better and easier to get is because over here, your income determine you being able to get that property. Over here, your income don't determine nothing. The income the property is going to produce is going to determine that. So if you got a piece of property that you're trying to buy that somebody has for sale and you say, okay, well, I can buy that property and I'm going to rent it out. Boom, this is what you need. 550 to 750 FICO scores. See our bridge product for FICOs down to 350. 100% of these loans are NIV, no income verified. See that? Foreign nationals, most aggressive LTVs, so that can be 100%. No DSCR available. Vacant properties okay. Short-term rentals okay. SFR, single family resident being used as a care facility is okay. No impound option available okay. Up to 3-point rebate okay. Condo tails, like them little hotels, is okay. No warranty condo is okay. Jumbo loans up to 4 million okay. Gift of equity is okay. First time investor is okay. First time home buyer is okay. Major. No bank doing that. And there's plenty of these companies, in this advanced course it is. uh, hours and hours of videos in the advanced course. The advanced course just has a pretty good bit more than what what the course that you're already in has. But anybody who decides one day that they want to, jump over to the advanced course, then they can do that as well. You just have to let us know so that we'll know that you get the discount, that $500 from there, and then whatever else discount you may be getting by going through one of the ambassadors. Yeah. Okay. So, anybody have any more questions before I let you guys go?
There's a question in the chat about who are spec investors.
Oh, the spec investors are. Let me go here, pull this up. But spec investors are the individuals who actually like developers, who's actually looking for. A lot of people never really heard of spec investors before. Hold on, what I did? Oh. Hold on. Just keep pulling up spec, but it's supposed to be spec. I was hoping that they have a definition for them. See, these, I was hoping they would have had a better definition than this, but this right here is just, that's different. What I'm talking about is spec investors. Which is going to be here. But I was hoping that they would have had like definition for spec investors, because that's what we know about. But these are the individuals who actually, if you hear something about spec houses and stuff like that, these are these people. These spec investors are the ones who actually going in looking for land to build these homes on, these spec homes, and actually sell them. That's basically what they is. But I was thinking that they see right here, they got spec builders and their investors see opportunity. That's basically what when we talking about spec investors, we actually talking about these people that's going into these areas, finding a piece of land, building a home on a boom. That's basically what they do. Mostly all new, like they say here, new family, single family construction. But I was thinking that they might have would have had some type of a definition for them, like the legal definition for them.
No, that's good enough. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. That was my question. I forgot about it. Thank you.
Huh? Yeah, but that's what the spec investors is. They're gonna be the individuals that actually going in, building, investing in these properties or whatever. They looking for the land, and people like us is who they looking for. They really want to look for people like us to be able to give them properties at a discount, but it ain't a lot of us around that knows about these spec investors. You know what I'm saying? Or ain't a lot of us around that's actually getting the properties itself to actually offer to these spec investors. But keep in mind though, remember that to reach these spec investors, then you want to go through the real estate agent that's been selling their homes. You see what I'm saying? And when you go through there, let me show you right quick, and I'm gonna let y'all go. See. Okay. For example, here, if you click this, so okay, so it's 40 of 121 homes here. So you click this table right here. Computer runs slow for some reason. Yeah, when you click this table right here, you can actually, it's some way you can actually print this out or save this like in a PDF, you know, so that you can be aware of how much these homes sold for in this area. You see, I forget how you do it, but you can actually, I think you can actually print this, save this somehow. I have to go ahead and play around. I haven't done it in a while, but you can actually, there's some way you can actually print this stuff out right here and have it like, you know, saved so you'll know. But again, keep in mind when you see this stuff like this right here, you see these are spec investors. They come here, you know, they came here like this particular piece of property here. They came here. Sometimes you can come here and actually see the transaction in the history. Hold on. Yeah, sometimes like when you come in here and you see the history in here, if this property was sold, um, if this property was sold on a multiple listing, you'll see here, and you may see the price of the land itself may have been at say 40,000, 50,000, 30,000. You'll see that here. But this property here probably was sold through like a tax sale. That person probably got that property through a tax sale or something, which was not on this multiple listing. So that's why you won't see it here, you know. But sometimes you will if that person who actually conducted that sale of the property itself actually put that property on sale through multiple listing. But this person here, these people here is the ones you want to hit up. I got an area, like if I'm working in the area of Miami, Dade County and Broward County, then I'm gonna be hitting up several of these individuals in that particular area, you know, getting them over my information. I may spend a whole week doing that, getting them over my information, and boom, you're finna start getting emails and calls. They're looking for land in these different areas, you know, and from that point on, you just go to work. You go and look and see what the state got for sale. You know, look and see if the what the name, the agents gonna let you know what type of home they trying to put there on that property. If you want to look for properties, if you want to look for some real good money, you say, okay, well, shoot, these people gonna cut me a check once I got control of it to be able to, you know, do whatever I need to do. Then from that point, you just go here and you say, okay, well, you're looking for a home that's selling for 500,000 or more. Now you got some of the big spenders, see, that may be purchasing land that's not in subdivision. They're gonna be purchasing land that's out. Most people with money, they want to be away from everybody. You know, that's where you'll get the chance to come in and purchase property to turn right back around and sell it to these people right here who has the money. And you ain't gotta wait on nobody on Facebook saying, you know, they're gonna get it this week or next week or whatever. You ain't gotta wait on that. You can sell it to these people right here who gonna be cutting you big checks for it. You know, look, this was property right here. This property was sold according to public records, which I was just telling you about a little while ago. $63,000. This property was sold, and then they came here and started putting this property on. So somebody got this property here through a tax sale from public records. $63,000. So evidently this was a quick claim deed sale when you see this public records. So somebody like us purchased this property. Can't say that it's from the state or whatever, but it's gonna be probably a tax foreclosed property or a property that they had of their own. They sold this property to them for $63,000, you know, and then the contractor came later on and put a house on it, sold it. You know. But I just wanted to give y'all some information basically to help people who don't have a lot of money but want to get into this business and make a little money, because you can make some pretty good money off of this stuff. You know, if you put in 10 offers to purchase property, you ain't required to accept the offer, but you can utilize the time frame that they gave you to sell your interest in that property. You know, if you got a $7,000 piece of property and they only asking you for pay $1,000 for it, and you say, well, hey, sure, I can sell it for $2,500. Put it up there and sell it for $2,500. Somebody pay you the $2,500 for it. You pay the $1,000 to the state. Boom, everything finna work its magic. You made $1,500. One sale. So if you did 10 sales a month like that, shit, $15,000 a month you made. You know, and you sitting at home doing it. And this is something that you'll be able to do every day. Every day, you'll be able to do this. You may put in 10 properties, may only get 3 properties back, you know, but nothing to keep you from actually going in, putting in as many properties as you can, so that when they do come in, you keep a record of when they come in, the date that they're going to expire, and you post them. You post them and see who want them. Nobody don't get them. You ain't lost nothing. But for the person that do, get one even. You made $1,500 off of a sale, and let's say, for instance, you had 3 sales for the week. You made a nice little piece of change, $4,500. You know, I don't know a whole lot of people that can go and make $4,500 a week working on somebody else's job without them really beating your back out. You know, but you did that just by what? Investing in the taking the knowledge of what you know how to do now and applying it. And once you learn this stuff, nobody can rob you for it. They can't steal it. They can't break in, and nobody can break in your mind and take what you know. But what you know now can create residual income for you, you know, in the long run. Yeah. So any more questions? I can let y'all go. I had y'all 2 hours. That's it.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. You know, I hope nobody ain't mad with me for keeping them too long, but you know,
Nope.
I don't want to. I'd rather spend the extra time to make sure that you do have the information than to just throw you something and say, okay, well, here it is. You know, y'all have a good day. I ain't that type of person. I try to make sure that you know, I go over things so that you're able to know what you're doing. And of course, you know, most of y'all have my email address, if not phone number. If you get into a ruckus or whatever, you don't understand something, just hit me up, you know, and I'll walk you through it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Well, everybody have a good week, and y'all be safe.
You
And
too. Thank you.
this will be recorded, and I email it to everybody so that they can have it to go back over.
Gotcha. Thank you.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
All right.